Hey guys, HXW1234 here, back with you for the video. This time I'm doing my Raw 1000 review. Now this Raw was 3 hours long, and I had to use like 2.5 sheets of paper. My Raw review book. Raw 1000 right there. Now you can't see it because of the light, but anyway, first off. First off, I'd like to say that the opening video package was awesome. It went through the line of every Raw ever, through the 999 other Raws. I really liked how they did that. Then we go to the very first. Then we go into the arena, and who do we see come out to greet us to the 1000th episode of Monday Night Raw? Vincent Kennedy McMahon himself. Yes, that's right. Mr. McMahon came out, get his whole spiel, and then introduced D-Generation X. DX, baby. They came out with a big pop. That's one of the loudest pop I've ever heard for DX or any wrestler in general. There was a lot of big pop tonight. Then DX did their whole, spiel. They came to the ring. They were about to do the whole DX crotch child fireworks thing, but then it sounds like, and Hunter and Triple H is like, something doesn't feel right. And then they do all their comedy stick, but then they're like, weren't there more of us? And then he introduces the rest of the D Generation X that are still around anyway. That's one to be there. X-Pac and the X-Pac, Road Dogg Jesse James, and Badass Billy Gunn, or Mr. Ass. Billy Gunn comes out on, I don't know if it was the original truck thing that they had when they did the WCW Invasion, but they talked about that later on in the night. Well, they didn't talk about that, but they talked about that memorable moment. But anyway, they come in on that, then they enter the ring, then the entire DX does the whole crotch chop thing, and I put on this shirt halfway through Raw, but I had this outfit on pretty much the entire time. The camo pants, which are kind of my trademark. It's kind of what I wear all the time around here, because I love, I love this type of camo. And I love, I love wearing shorts during summertime. But anyway, that was awesome. Then they do the whole DX, the other part of their DX segment. They got to, WWE actually let DX do their suck it thing, which I thought was actually very respectful, because it is PG programming right now. So then Damien Sandow, which I spelled his name wrong apparently, comes out and interrupts their celebration. Then DX ends up beating down Damien Sandow and, doing all the spiel. If you watch Raw, you know what I'm talking about. Then, after all that, they have a trailer for the WWE 13 video game, which I thought was actually very teasing, because hopefully you've already had it confirmed by the wrestlers themselves that Billy Gunn and Road Dogg are in the game. It's iffy about X-Pac because he has been on the drugs and shit before, and he's got his life so fucked up. But then we had then we kicked off your match with Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, and Sheamus versus Chris Jericho. I was about to say Y2J right there, which is the same person, but I referred to him as Chris Jericho, Dolph Ziggler, and Alberto Del Rio. That match went very good. Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, and Sheamus pick up the victory. I believe it was Sheamus hitting the brogue kick on Jericho because of Dolph Ziggler interfering, hitting Jericho, and we'll proceed how that storyline goes. But yes, then we have a AJ Eve segment. I mean, not AJ Eve, but AJ Layla segment, and that was, like, did all that, and then during that segment, there was a hacksaw talking to some random person. R-Truth and Roddy Piper playing jump rope with Little Jimmy, and Mae Young introducing her son, who is in a High Five costume apparently. But that was a pretty odd segment just to get some comedic laughs in there. Then we move on to your second match of the night, Jack Swagger versus Brodus Clay. When Brodus Clay makes his entrance into the ring, he introduces, and my brother from another mother, Dude Love. So we see one of the faces of Foley tonight. Unfortunately, I didn't see it, and I was paying really good attention to Raw tonight. But I didn't see the other faces of Foley tonight, so Dude Love, Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, Mankind, of course, get to the little pop. The match goes on. Brodus Clay ends up squashing Jack Swagger and dancing with Dude Love after the match. Then we have a backstage segment between Triple H and Trish Stratus. Triple H is still in his DX One Night Stand or DX One Night Only shirt, along with his army pants and his boots. I believe those were either army boots or modified wrestling boots that he was wearing tonight. Then the rest of DX comes in and does that whole spiel, does their whole spiel, and at the end, the others leave, and Trish and Pac are left in there, and then the segment ends. Then we go on to the AJ Daniel Bryan wedding. I was expecting someone like CM Punk or Kane to interrupt because of the love triangle they were teasing us with weeks ago. But anyway, the minister ends up being Slick. Good seeing Slick back. He's put on a few pounds since the last time he returned. But anyway, Slick with the minister for that match. But Daniel Bryan does his whole wedding vows, and before Slick can get all this out, and AJ says, yes, yes, yes. And he's like, yeah. And Daniel Bryan's kind of confused for a minute. Then he's like, oh yeah, we're getting married. But he's like, no, not to your proposal. To another proposal. And Vince's music hits, and Vince announces, and is like, no, and he does. I can't remember the exact words he said or anything that he said, but Vince is like, yeah, thanks, and he introduces the new general manager of Monday Night Raw, AJ. So AJ is announced as the new general manager for Monday Night Raw. I couldn't see this. I was like, what? My heart literally, I almost had a heart attack because I'm like, what the hell? I was surprised. Thanks WWE for swerving us out of that. Then Daniel Bryan tears up all the wedding stuff, blah blah blah, and this most got Daniel Bryan, The Rock, and CM Punk. Then CM Punk comes out. They do a segment, blah blah blah. The Rock returns to Monday Night Raw. The Rock sets a good promo, and then it's a Daniel Bryan and The Rock segment, which is actually pretty good. Then The Rock announces that he will face the WWE Champion, whoever it may be, at the Royal Rumble. Then The Rock and Daniel Bryan and Punk have a segment, them talking back and forth. Then The Rock bottoms during this last segment. The Rock did a quote, and I wrote it down. It's like, you look like a homeless lumberjack band and Oompa Loompa. I was laughing my ass off with that. And then we had Bret Hart's return to be a special guest ring announcer. This is going to be part 1. I don't know how much I'll have to do, but this is part 1 of my Raw review for the Raw 1000. Peace out.